Rydor's here, and he's brought with him a He-Man game, and that game is Masters of the Universe, The Power of He-Man, with new super graphics. Let's go ahead and take the Power of He-Man, let's pop it in my Intellivision, and see how it holds up today. Let's go to the game. Masters of the Universe, The Power of He-Man was published by Mattel and carries a copyright year of 1983. It is based on the popular early 80s cartoon and toy line. It was programmed in part by Ray Kessner, who also programmed the Intellivision version of Burger Time, which I reviewed in episode 294. I'll put a link to that review in the description below. According to the previous Intellivision Lives website, this was the first cartridge-based video game to give credit to the design team on the packaging. The manual opens with the following: The Adventure. He-Man leaps into his Wind Raider and takes off. You have 5 chances with which to fly him to the edge of the wilderness realm of Skeletor, 30 miles away. There's limited fuel for your perilous journey through swarms of fireballs. If your fuel runs low or you're hit by a fireball, you lose a chance. You could duck, dodge, or blast away the fireballs with the bombs and cannon on board the Wind Raider. But if you use up all of your chances, the chase is over. If you make the 30 miles, He-Man leaps from the Wind Raider to continue the pursuit of Skeletor on foot through mountains, forests, and finally Castle Grayskull itself. He-Man must ward off the lightning balls, power bolts, and magic swords of Skeletor, who fights for time to cast the magic cyclone spell, which can carry He-Man away. If He-Man gets to Skeletor in time, they draw their swords and duel until Skeletor runs away to fight again. But first, you have to catch him. The game also came with a mini comic book, King of Castle Grayskull, which also came with some of the early action figures such as Teela and Man-at-Arms. The story in the comic has nothing to do with the game, and is also a bit different from the cartoon storyline. Masters of the Universe is an action game for 1 or 2 players alternating with 4 different levels of difficulty. The overlay is nice looking but fairly simple. It shows that you use the first 4 buttons for the difficulty, the upper side buttons to fire your Wind Raider cannon, the lower side buttons to drop bombs from the Wind Raider, and any side button to raise your shield while on foot. And you use the disc to move He-Man both on foot and when flying the Wind Raider. The game is played in 2 phases, each one was programmed by a different programmer. The first phase is the Wind Raider phase. Here you must fly the Wind Raider 30 miles to the right while avoiding or shooting fireballs for 500 points each. Different colored fireballs require different amounts of hits. You can also drop bombs, although you can't shoot your cannon and drop bombs at the same time. Bombs can be used on fireballs or to create craters on the ground, which you can move to a degree based on your flying. Get Skeletor to fall into a crater and you get 1,000 points. The bottom of the screen keeps track of your lives, distance remaining to fly, gallons of fuel, the number of fireballs destroyed, and the number of times Skeletor fell into a crater. If you run out of fuel, you lose a life. But when you finish your journey, you get 1,000 points for every gallon of fuel remaining. The second phase takes part on foot and is separated into 3 sections. In each section, you must guide He-Man to Skeletor while avoiding obstacles. You can raise your shield to protect yourself. When a lightning ball or power bolt hits your shield, you get 50 points. But if you can reach Skeletor without using your shield at all, you get 10,000 points. Getting hit can knock you back a bit. Red lightning bolts can knock you all the way back. Purple lightning balls and green power bolts can temporarily destroy your shield. A timer runs on the bottom of the screen. If it runs out, Skeletor will prematurely end this phase by using a cyclone spell on you. However, you could collect swords to earn more time. The first phase is in the mountain. Here swords are worth 1,000 points, and catching Skeletor by touching him will give you 10,000 points and send you to the forest. In the forest, swords are worth 1,500 points, and reaching Skeletor will get you 15,000 points and send you to Castle Grayskull. Here swords are worth 2,000 points, and reaching Skeletor will get you 20,000 points, bonus points for any time remaining, and send you back to the Wind Raider section at increased difficulty. Every time you earn 100,000 points, you get an extra life. Graphically speaking, this is a very nice looking game, and even though the characters are small, they have some very cool animations, especially the automatic sword fights that happen when you reach Skeletor. The game also sports a great version of the He-Man theme, and some solid sound effects. I especially like the sounds of the swords clinking. Family friendly wise, the game contains some mild action and use of magic, and would most likely get an E for Everyone rating if released today. Currently at PriceCharting.com, the game has a value of $17 loose, $37 complete, and $93 new. So what did I think of Masters of the Universe? This game makes a great use of the He-Man license. It looks good, sounds good, and the 2 phases help prevent the game from getting too monotonous. It's a little perplexing that you never really get to use He-Man's strength, but even so, this game is a lot of fun and not to be missed. So I'm going to rank Masters of the Universe really high. I do like Cloudy Mountain more at 3, but I will put this over the also fun Shark at 4. So out of the 43 games I've now ranked for the Intellivision, Masters of the Universe, The Power of He-Man, is chasing Skeletor at the 4 position. If you like retro games and He-Man, this game is a must. But that's just my opinion. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Also, please like, share, and subscribe. Follow me both on the Facebook and the Twitter. Click the bell so you don't miss any future videos, and sign up at patreon.com/NoSwearGamer, just like Ellis Grigger did, to support the show and gain access to exclusive perks. Thank you for giving me a little part of your day, and I look forward to seeing you next time on the next episode of the No Swear Gamer. Now, in the spirit of the cartoon, it's time for today's moral. In today's story, He-Man used bombs to temporarily stop Skeletor, but in real life, bombs can cause much more permanent damage. Remember, kids, to only use bombs under your parents' supervision. Take care, everybody.